AndyPants. You can tell everybody. You can tell everybody. You can tell everybody. I'm a man with my pants. You can tell everybody. You can tell everybody. You can tell everybody. I'm a man. I'm a man.
Developers, and it's all starting to make sense.
Uh-oh.
It's a bunch of fat white liberal women. And white liberal women have no interest in masculine, manly, male characters.
Oh, God, here we go with this masculinity, man. How about I go as far to say that things is a reflection of your time period within your society, man. I'm on your page with this, man. I agree with you. That's the reason as to why I go back and play some old games. But a lot of the points that you have in this video are quite ignorant. You go as far to diss 2D games because apparently if you play 2D games, that's GAY. Oh, because it has a cutesy art style. So I guess, guys, every time I go back and play Super Mario Wonder, I must be walking around with a bag of Skittles in my hand or something.
They wouldn't even know how to write one if they tried. This is why Rockstar, a company founded by men that at least in 2018 was still mostly run by men, created the magnum opus Red Dead Redemption 2.
That's right.
A game with a manly, well-written main protagonist, Arthur Morgan. If you want to see the seismic shift away from
funny that you hold on, what?
Masculine characters, honestly, all you need to do is play a few
games. Now, you want to talk about the masculinity within Rockstar Gaming Studios, but I would go as far to say, if anything, the graphic depictions that they used to have with the blood and gore is just not there anymore. A lot of people think that Rockstar has become soft ever since Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, bro. So all this, Rockstar, they're out here for the men, baby. That's not true. Because where's Manhunt? Matter of fact, that game created a whole mutiny at their own company because of how violent that game was. So much for that masculinity, huh? Would you say Rockstar has gotten soft too? Oh no, they didn't. All they see is the money. And at the end of the day, man, I'm sorry, man. I mean, these people do exist and they're going to want to appeal to this market. It is what it is, man. And that's what I'm trying to tell you guys, that of all your complaints is a reflection of your own society, man. I mean, you people have to accept it. I'm not saying you have to accept them, but you have to accept things for what they are, man. Because at the end of the day, no matter how much you cry and complain about it, nothing is going to change. You should be fortunate enough to even have these old games that you can go back to and play, man. Matter of fact, I guarantee you have way more games than them. So what is you complaining about?
You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Consider how many masculine military games came out in the 2000s. Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, Brothers in Arms, Recon, Splinter Cell. All of these games were starring men.
You are comparing games that have more to do with war. Bro, like I said, this is not a good argument. A lot of these games start off with war. You could have used, even God of War. I mean, what do you expect, man? Because, you're out here using military shooters to say, this is manly, bro. Yeah, it used to be so manly every time when I went to go play SOCOM and there was a bunch of cheaters on the PlayStation 2. Yeah, that's very masculine that people out here cheating on a video game. Yeah, that's so manly, let's go blame these LGBT and all these. And people was doing that back then, bro. So at the end of the day, man, all this masculinity, I remember the days when games used to be based around men. Well, guess what? Men ain't the only people playing games anymore, man. I hate to break it to you people. Y'all like, oh, you on the side of sweet baby ink, look at you. No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. But there's some points that you're trying to make in this video that just doesn't make sense to me. You could have used any other game genre of video games, but instead you use military shooters. Military. You couldn't come up with a better example like Contra, maybe Castlevania, something of that nature instead to push this argument that games are not as masculine as they used to be? Really?
And had themes like brotherhood, duty, sacrifice, honor. Almost all of these franchises have either been killed off, turned into multiplayer games, or went woke. I often wonder why so few modern games appeal to me. And I think another big reason is this. Everything is just so gay now. Compare the games I just mentioned to the modern trash we have to deal with in Overwatch.
Well, now also you're talking about a game that happens to be fictional, right? You can't compare something that has some form of historical accuracy to a game that is completely fictional and science fiction.
In Apex. Almost every character in these new games is either gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, or something else. What happened to a masculine dude with a hot chick on his arm? I love the idea of Xbox Game Pass, but I swear every time I open it up and look for new games, there's just so many games that look gay now.
What do you mean by looking gay, bro? Slime Rancher 2 is a pretty good game. Oh, because it looks GAY. That's why. See if Solid 2 is actually pretty decent. No Man's Sky, really? So because the game looks GAY, oh, you want it to be manly. You know, you want to see the girl character in Slime Rancher walking out with a gun saying, America! Yeah! Bruh. Man, there's something wrong with you, man. You was out here judging genres of games because of an art style, bro. You hear this, dude?
I refuse to play another cutesy 2D platformer.
I mean, Unravel's pretty good. Like, I mean, what did you complain about?
With a cutesy art style by some indie developer.
Oh, we know you're not a Nintendo gamer now.
Anymore. I'm just done with these games. If you want my 100% real thoughts on this.
So what about Stalker? Why haven't you played Stalker yet, since you know you're a quote-unquote man?
I just think the entire video game industry has gone woke and gay. And almost nothing they are making appeals to me.
No, I'm going to have to disagree with you on that, because not everything that we consuming is GAY. It has more to do with the fact that these people also exist too. And I hate to say it, they're going to cater to them. Just like they cater to everybody. Just like in some cases, they may cater to you. It is what it is, man. This is something that you're going to have to accept. Not saying you have to like it, but it's just something you're going to have to accept. Why do you think I don't care about modern games? I just go back and play my classics, but it's not enough to make me cry. It's me, AndyPants. I'm so masculine. You're so masculine that you're out here crying about video games, bro. Do you hear yourself, man? I mean, you got a plethora of games that have gone from over 30 to 40 plus years. You out here crying about because gaming ain't like it used to be. Well, it is what it is, man. Put a pacifier in your mouth and shut up. Nobody cares.
Anyway. So this is why I mostly play 20-year-old games on my channel, because they were just better. I was recently reading an insider.
I mean, that is subjective, but go ahead.
Interview about what went down at Volition Studios with the disastrous Saints Row reboot from an inside source.
Okay.
This source said that the LGBTQ community within the company was actually pretty small. Success. We could talk about Stellar Blade pissing off all of the liberal progressives, and yet everybody went out and bought it.
Wrong! Because that game only sold 1 million. What is you talking about? Nobody went out there and bought this game, man. I mean, to be honest with you, you know what the problem is? You know why you can't enjoy gaming, Mr. AndyPants? It's because you are looking at the gaming industry from a political lens, bro. Get that out of your eye, bro. And then maybe you can go back to enjoying games, because I have Stellar Blade, and to be honest with you, that game is kind of boring, bro. Regardless of all the appeal that they try to do with this fan service, the game is trash compared to Bayonetta and Nier Automata, man. And I stand on that.
Okay, so in the rest of this video, I want to give you 4 examples of a game or game series going from masculine to feminine or gay.
Okay.
And it basically either killed or ruined the franchise.
All
Number
right.
1, Ubisoft and Red Storm Entertainment. So Red Storm Entertainment was a video game company founded by the legendary Tom Clancy.
I mean, this is way... All right, now we're going to sit there and complain about Siege. Bro, Siege, you know what the funny thing is? I remember Ubisoft was getting blasted for false advertisement with that game, and I don't know how all of a sudden they pulled out, they made that game popular. I was like, what? People are actually liking this game now? Because I remember when it first came out, nobody cared for it. But that's way before this whole political agenda that you people want to talk about, man. If he wants to talk about certain operators in the game, like I said, I can't really speak on that because I personally don't care for Siege. But hey, let's skip to the next one.
I'll keep this short. The first 3 Gears games are an incredible trilogy focusing on the bonds and brotherhood between men. They are incredibly masculine games.
Wrong. It has more to do with humanity. What are you talking about, bro? Like, I mean, this is coming. Now you're in my territory. Now you're talking about a game that I'm very familiar with. So that's why I decided to skip some of that other stuff that you was talking about to talk about this. But let me hear what you got to say. It has more to do with humanity. The brotherhood and that whole aspect. Yeah, we get that and build a connection with your soldiers. But this has more to do with the defense for humanity.
It's focusing on duty and sacrifice in military orders. And I know some of you hate this, but for 10,000 years, it's only been men fighting wars. Sorry. The first 3 games...
Well, what's so funny that you mentioned that, which is very true, then why are there female characters in Gears 3 fighting? And you didn't have a problem with that. Wouldn't that be your first red flag for you to say, look at that, they out here pushing agendas. They got Anya and Sam fighting? I thought this was a man's job. You see? What level are you people willing to take to want to call something woke, because most people would have said that's woke right there. Right there. How come y'all didn't call that out right there? You feel what I'm saying? And this is why I have to call you guys on your hypocrisy, because you said, well, the Gears trilogy, even in Gears Judgment, they have female cog soldiers. How hard is that for you people to understand, man? Like, you know what, man? Go ahead, bro.
Focus on Marcus, Dom, Cole, and Baird and tell a masculine story of brotherhood. Well, the progressive woke mob somehow got to Gears of War, and Gears 4 and 5 are about sisterhood, mother...
What is you talking about, bro? I mean, as much as I don't like the character Kate because of the writing and how it's being distributed, the reason as to why Gears of War even exists now is because of Kate. Do you understand the story between Kate and the Locust Queen? Bruh, and it's just like with the whole Last of Us, how they think it's Joel's story, but in reality it's Ellie's. No different than Gears 4 and 5. This is not JD. This is not Marcus Phoenix's story. His story is over. It's about the connection that Kate has with the Queen. Why do you think she has hallucinations and all these things going on within the Swarm? Because I don't even want to spoil the game, because she's connected to Reyna, which is also connected to Queen Myra. Bro, you know what? I'm not going to try to spoil this game, but go ahead.
Being a traitor, and what it feels like to be a woman. They introduced the character of Kate Diaz, who I don't think anybody gives a single fuck about. What they should have done is...
Well, if you don't, then you wouldn't have a Gears 5 or Gears 4.
Put Kate in a spin-off game, not a main...
A spin-off? How are you going to put Kate in a spin-off game when she's the reason as to why the game is even continuing on?
Gears entry. But here's the problem, of course. Nobody would have bought it. So, unfortunately, Gears 4 and 5 are basically girl boss, feminist Gears of War, and any masculine story about men is put on the back burner. Of course, the games include Baird and Marcus in them, but they're really on the back burner. And Gears
because it's not their game. It's not their story.
Now about Kate Diaz, who I've never talked to a Gears fan even care.
Just like Marcus Phoenix with Adam Phoenix in regards to the light mass bomb and, you know, the emotion. Bro, I'm starting to question, did you even play this game? Like, did you even play it? Because I'm very surprised at how disconnected you are with the story of this game.
Moving on, example number 4, up characters and building up a very distinctive and edgy and male sense of humor.
Wrong! Y'all like, whoa, Gamester, man, you be hitting that button. Wrong! First off, the first Saints Row was gangster, man. That's what real masculinity is. Saints Row 2, they started making it goofy, but I still enjoyed it because it was goofy, but it was still kind of gangster. Saints Row 3 is and it's so funny because I did enjoy the game for what it was, but that was the game where I felt a little disappointed with. The map was smaller, the characters was changed. They changed Shaundi from being what she was, a pothead, to being this supermodel looking girl. I mean, this was stupid, bro. I'm going to just be honest with you. Saints Row 3 is what destroyed the Saints Row franchise. Now y'all want to say, it's Sweet Baby Inc. Yeah, because of the reboot and all that. Yeah, I get it. But this was already a ship going downhill, bro. This was a sinking ship already. And the reason as to why that's the case, because people made comparisons with GTA and they wanted to find something to differentiate it. And that's why the series has gone downhill. There's your little history lesson, AndyPants.
It's the kind of stuff you and the guys would laugh at. I
wasn't laughing at Saints Row 4 and Gat Out of Hell. I thought those games was garbage. Saints Row 3 was tolerable at best.
Characters in Saints Row are Johnny Gat, Julius, Aisha, Shaundi, and several others.
What do you mean? Those characters died. A lot of them characters died in the second game.
In these games, the men are men and the women are women. Johnny is edgy and hilarious and always has a hot chick on his arm. The humor is crude and hilarious, and the Saints are always getting into trouble. So what went wrong with the reboot? Well, the woke 2022 reboot thought it was a good idea to kill off every single character from the old Saints Row games, and I get
they did that a long time ago, and where was you people then? Where was you people complaining? I mean, like I said, I'm not mad at the fact that they wanted to reboot the game and have different characters. I'm more upset at the fact that they didn't carry the tradition of the original Saints Row, which happened to be the real gangster game. Saints Row 1 and 2 are the real gangster game. Saints Row 3 is when they started adding that goofy. I'll remember that baseball bat. Not even going to explain, but you know exactly where I'm headed. Remember what game that was introduced. Now that sounds pretty GAY to me. Running around with a purple baseball bat, if you know what I'm saying. That seemed pretty GAY. But I don't remember, ain't none of you people was complaining back then.
Yes, they thought
Maybe
we
that's
would.
why they added it and y'all didn't complain about it. So they said, you know what? Since people ain't complaining about that, let's go add more stuff into the future games.
Be cool with that. But don't worry, all of the beloved characters you've come to know and love have been replaced with tokenistic characters from a literal seminar on diversity.
Like, I agree. Like, and the funny thing is, like, man, y'all probably like, oh, you would disagree with him. No, I agree with what he's saying. I understand, but this is a reflection of your society. I get it. It's affecting and impacting our media. Like I said, I'm nobody's downplaying this, man. But what are you going to do? There's been people that lived way before you that listen to Elvis Presley. Nobody listens to that garbage no more. Nobody cares, bro. And that's why I try to tell you guys about building these collections and just enjoying video gaming. Have fun with what you already have, because to be honest with you, these kids or whoever is laughing at you, guess what? Their children are going to be laughing at them saying, who's that, bro? Y'all listen to this garbage music? This music sucks. And they'd be like, what is this? This sounds trash, man. They ain't even got no lyrics. They just saying the same lines over again. Like I said, it's the mark of the beast. Things, you ever heard of the saying, history repeats itself? So there's nothing for you to worry. Just enjoy your time, enjoy your life, play your little 20-year-old games. I mean, crap, I'm doing it too, because that's where most of my enjoyment is. But there's some ignorant points that you have with this video in regards to games over the cutesy art style. Tomba has a pretty cutesy art. I think it's a great game. Klonoa. I mean, you can't sit there and say these games are GAY because they're 2D platformers or something like that. That's a stupid take. You know what I mean? What, you want to walk around with Mario with a gun? Like, let's just be honest here, man. Like, you can't respect genres. I know the type of game. You want military dude bro shooters. And to be honest with you, a lot of people back then used to say that those games was unoriginal. Now, I'll be there with you, Andy McPants. Hopefully y'all share this video with him. I would agree with you. You know, I like those games. You know what I mean? But a lot of people, y'all know, if you've been gaming as long as I have, people said that those games was uninspired and not original. Now we go back and play them and we're like, wow, these games actually have more depth than we thought, than we could imagine, because things are getting worse. Gameplay, the society, everything that you guys want to consume in your life, and you can't escape it. This is why they have an escapism problem. I play video games to escape my real world. Bro, as soon as the TV shuts off or the game is off, you got to go back into reality, man. And it's for you as an individual on how you're going to choose to live it. Okay? And I'm living mine by having fun. I'm not going to be living mine complaining and crying about why games ain't masculine, man. Why Coltrane ain't got as much veins in it, bro. Now, that's starting to sound GAY. Like, I mean, you guys claim that this is LGBTQ focus, and you're like, what happened to the days when a man used to have a woman by his arm, but half of you people don't even have a woman of your own? That sounds pretty GAY to me. Out here worrying about what a man got. I'm just saying, bro. Y'all want to talk about masculinity? That ain't masculine, bro. Ain't no masculine man worrying about what another, especially a fictional game character holding on to another girl in his hand. He worrying about what he getting. Okay? But like I said, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, man. Make sure you guys share this with Andy McPants, whatever his YouTube name is. But like I said, he had a few ignorant takes, but the overall video I do agree with. But like I said, take care. Peace.